Hakeem Jeffries did something that very few of the other Congress people did. And he laid out the case perfectly of how Donald Trump committed, or how should I say, how Donald Trump committed obstruction of justice. And here it is.
The Mueller obstruction of justice is a serious crime that strikes at the core of an investigator's effort to find the truth, correct?
Correct.
The crime of obstruction of justice has three elements, true?
True.
The first element is an obstructive act, correct?
Correct.
An obstructive act could include taking an action that would delay or interfere with an ongoing investigation as set forth in Volume 2, page 87 and 88 of your report, true?
That's true.
Your investigation found evidence that President Trump took steps to terminate the special counsel, correct?
Correct.
Let me refer you to page 87 and 88 of Volume 2, where you conclude the attempt to remove the special counsel would qualify as an obstructive act if it would naturally obstruct the investigation and any grand jury proceedings that might flow from the inquiry, correct?
Yes.
The second element of obstruction of justice is the presence of an obstructive act in connection with an official proceeding, true?
True.
Does the special counsel's criminal investigation into the potential wrongdoing of Donald Trump constitute an official proceeding?
And that's an area which I cannot get into.
President Trump tweeted on June 16, 2017, quote, "I am being investigated for firing the FBI director by the man who told me to fire the FBI director, witch hunt." The June 16 tweet just read was cited on page 89 in Volume 2, constitutes a public acknowledgement by President Trump that he was under criminal investigation, correct?
Generally correct.
One day later, on Saturday, June 17th, President Trump called White House counsel Don McGahn at home and directed him to fire the special counsel, true?
I believe it to be true.
President Trump told Don McGahn, quote, "Mueller has to go," close quote, correct?
Correct.
Your report found on page 89, Volume 2, that substantial evidence indicates that by June 17th, the president knew his conduct was under investigation by a federal prosecutor who could present any evidence of federal crimes to a grand jury, true?
True.
Second element having just been satisfied. The third element of the crime of obstruction of justice is corrupt intent, true?
True.
Corrupt intent exists if the president acted to obstruct an official proceeding for the improper purpose of protecting his own interests, correct?
And that's generally correct.
Upon learning about the appointment of the special counsel, your investigation found that Donald Trump stated to the then Attorney General, quote, "Oh my God, this is terrible. This is the end of my presidency. I'm effed." Is that correct?
Correct.
Is it fair to say that Donald Trump viewed the special counsel's investigation into his conduct as adverse to his own interests?
I think generally it's true.
The investigation found evidence, quote, that the president knew that he should not have directed Don McGahn to fire the special counsel, correct?
I see that, yes. That's accurate.
The investigation also found substantial evidence that President Trump repeatedly urged McGahn to dispute that he was ordered to have the special counsel terminated, correct?
Correct.
The investigation found substantial evidence that when the president ordered Don McGahn to fire the special counsel and then lie about it, Donald Trump, 1, committed an obstructive act, 2, connected to an official proceeding, 3, did so with corrupt intent. Those are the elements of obstruction of justice. This is the United States of America. No one is above the law. No one. The president must be held accountable one way or the other.
Case closed. If we really wanted to be serious about it, case would be closed. There are grounds for impeachment and grounds for conviction.